Hey guys, I want to read a quote to you really quick, so be present with this. Today we need a nation of Minutemen. Citizens who are not only prepared to take up arms, but citizens who regard the preservation of the freedom as a basic purpose of their daily life and who are willing to consciously work and sacrifice for that freedom. Now, JFK said that almost 60 years ago, right before he died, actually. So if you think about that, when you say things out loud to that point, it's very disruptive. And I think if JFK was still alive to this day, he'd probably say it even more powerfully, because I think regardless of pathway of life you have, I guarantee we can all come to the same conclusions, that things are a little deeper and a little harder and about to get even harder than they were back in that day. Why are we talking about JFK quotes and what does it mean for today? Well, today we've decided to do a sale. Now, why we're doing that sale out of nowhere, you might be asking? Well, we're not. We realize, again, like I just said, things are getting a little bit deeper, a little bit darker, a little bit worse. So we want to make sure that you, in these harder times, have the ability to have the best gear. Not just you as the American people, but also the American warfighters out there for us, that have the best gear, the best knowledge, and the best training. Furthermore, we also want to support the organizations that are out there battling on the front lines against these organizations that are creating unconstitutional laws for us as Americans. The Firearms Policy Coalition is one of those organizations, also known as Gunpolicy on social media websites. They're an organization that has millions of people that help us maximize our human liberties. They're also the nation's first public interest legal team that has committed their lives solely to protecting our rights as Americans to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the right to keep and bear arms. Just to name a few of the legal battles or fights that the FPC is doing for us as Americans on the state and the federal levels. Let's say you're one of the 40 million or whatever it is number of people that own a pistol brace out there that's about to become a felon. Well, they're fighting a good fight and doing pretty good trying to defeat that. Or the increase in the age limit to buy a rifle as a 25-year-old versus an 18-year-old. So my son, for example, can join the military and fight for his country at 18 years old, but he can't own his own personal rifle to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Well, that kind of goes against the oath he's going to take when he turns 18 in the military. And if you go to the website and look at all the fights that they have, which I'll be honest, I didn't realize that until I looked into the organization, and I guarantee there's a lot of you out there that don't see the fights that are going on every single day in this nation for our rights to protect this republic that we have. If you want to help us fight, go to firearmspolicy.org and educate yourself on what they're doing for your constitutional rights right now. And then visit us at haleystrategic.com, where you can participate in the sale, where we will send the proceeds to the Firearms Policy Coalition. And I'll be honest, a lot of people ask us daily, when is it time to fight? Well, I think this is different, right? It's not the same as our forefathers fighting in the Revolution. It's a completely different battle that we're up against today. So I know America is all about guns, but America is not spelt G-U-N. So remember that. And with that, to give you a story really quick in closing here, when I grew up, I grew up on Thomas Paine's famous quote that if there was to be trouble, let it be now, in my time, so in the future my children may be safe. I grew up by that quote. I ran through the woods and played Army by that quote. I joined the military by that quote. I fought in many wars for that quote. And then one day I realized, now with my sons joining the military, I almost thought it was hypocritical because I maybe didn't do my job. And now they have to fight too? Well, did my father say that in his war? Did my grandfather say that in World War II? And so on and so forth, back to all the way to the American Revolution, where I know my family fought. What I think Thomas Paine meant was, if there's to be trouble, let it be now, right now, in my time. Because right now, as you watch this, is your time to fight. It's not my father's time anymore. It's not my grandfather's time anymore. It's not my 8 generations of family anymore. It's not my son's time yet, but it will be. And so what I think he meant was, if we fight right now in any way we possibly can, we will give our children the same exact abilities to fight for their freedom, so they also get to die free as well. Just like war, if you choose to fight for what's morally and ethically right, I guarantee you, you will die on your feet. But if you choose not to fight for what's morally and ethically right, I guarantee you, you'll most likely die on your knees. I hope you can help us and support the Firearms Policy Coalition. Continue to fight these fights for your constitutional rights. I'm Travis Haley. Stay sharp, be safe, and die free.